What's up, savages? Hope everyone is doing well. No matter how hard I try, I cannot seem. I try to do a little bit of preparation, but I'm always behind. I don't know. It's like a permanent thing for me. But tonight we're going to be covering how to mine Aion using AMD GPUs and Hive OS, and we'll treat it kind of like we used to do with the random coin mining show, where it was basically what we landed on or what was picked through the Twitter polls or whatever, and we'll just go from there. But we'll just do it on AMD and Hive OS, so kind of a focused show tonight. So, but if you are watching this show and you haven't subscribed yet, I do not understand what you're waiting for. Hit that like and subscribe and the bell and everything, and because I'm live almost every night, and then I've also started doing some things on Saturday maybe as well. I might make that a regular thing on Saturday afternoon at like 3 o'clock. We'll see how it goes, but so far it's been okay. And also follow me on Twitter as well, because over there I communicate back and forth. It's like an engagement thing and interactive, and you guys get to sometimes determine what we're actually going to look at that night. It just depends on what's going on and whether or not I do a poll like, hey, these are 3 projects that I'm kind of interested in. Maybe we can do a poll and figure out which one we will look at mining tonight, that kind of thing. So make sure you follow me over there. Like I said, I tweet about things I also tweet about things I'm thinking about at the moment, and a lot of times it ends up being crypto, of course. So I also like to show you guys what I am currently mining, and I thought that this was already set up, but it's not. Let's see if I can get logged in real quick. So this rig, I actually turned the NVIDIA rig off, and because I wanted to use AMD tonight, and I don't have both these rigs on at the same time because of power things at the house here. So it's just one of those things I just haven't gotten around to fixing yet. I've got a power cord strung across the floor all the way through the house and stuff, so just to make this work. So I got to get that figured out, and I will. I just haven't had a whole lot of time lately. So yeah, so this is the rig that we're going to be using tonight. Its name is Scarif because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and that is a planet in Star Wars. So that's what I named the rigs after. And this is the hardware that it looks like. This is what it looks like. Leave that up there for a second. And then, so right now this rig is actually mining CCX Conceal Coin, which, has been one of my picks for a while as far as what kind of project I'm interested in. I like CCX quite a bit, so I mine it over here. And then I also, on the co-owned rigs, the shared rigs, these rigs over here, I don't own them outright. They're actually co-owned, and we have been mining CCX on them for quite some time. I want to say it's 3 or 4 months now straight, maybe even longer than that. But we're going to leave them on CCX for the foreseeable future anyway, and so that's what those two rigs are up to over there on simple mining. And this week I'll probably cover simple mining and AMD and NVIDIA on Aion as well, or mining Aion with simple mining as well. So just stick around for that. But tonight we're going to focus on Hive OS, AMD GPUs, and Aion. So that's what we're going to look at. But I also like to show you guys what's going on in the market. I haven't checked in a while. I did see that we kind of pumped back up to over 11,000, and I think this is the second time we did it today. A little bit earlier today there was a little bit of red, but it looks like everything is pretty much recovered so far. Do a quick refresh here. Show you what the top 10 look like. Oh, Cardano and Tron flipped, I think. Wasn't Tron out of the top 10 there for a while? Yeah, so here we go. Top 10, not too bad. So maybe this one. All right, what else we got? Yeah. I also like to show you guys basically my top 10 as far as we'll blast through this really quick. Aion is up 1.7% today, and that's what we're going to be looking at mining. Raven up a little bit. Good to see. They've got some things coming down the pipe here really soon with restricted assets and some other things that they're adding to the asset layer. So that's pretty exciting. I'm probably going to do a video on it later in the week, maybe. Heck, I don't know. I might do it tonight. I don't know. Maybe after this. We'll see. But yeah, some cool stuff happening with Raven for sure. Swap is up huge, guys. Look at that. 55%. Wow. That's awesome. That's really good to see. I like that. Let's see, Zellcash up a little bit. It's also good to see. CCX down just a tad. They actually had a flash crash down to like 7 cents. So if you had like an order in, you know, like a crazy low order, and it got filled down there around 7 cents, that's awesome. Also got Veil down quite a bit. Not too bad, but you know, that's not much for crypto, right? Loki looking about 12 cents. Nimic even. Ethergem up a little bit. They had a pretty good day yesterday, I think. Yeah, they popped up pretty good. 1 to 2 cents in that range there. And then Bitcash down a little bit. A little bit in crypto anyway, right? All right, so that is cool. We'll get this back on Aion. All right, so that is the market a little bit. We went through each of the top 10, basically, looked them up. So tonight we're going to look at mining Aion using AMD GPUs and Hive OS. We'll use the spreadsheet like we used to for documentation. So we'll just start at the top and go through it, just like the old days. The algorithm is Equihash 2109. And Equihash is if you're not familiar with it, it is a memory hard algorithm that makes it somewhat ASIC resistant, especially this version, the 2109. Although, you know, like we all know, everyone, what's up, Yashnik? Everyone can, or an ASIC can be created for anything, right? For any algorithm, but, you know, it's just whether or not it's economically feasible to do so. And Equihash uses a lot of memory, so, you know, it's kind of by default, it makes it a little bit ASIC resistant, especially this version 2109. Yeah, so that's just a little bit about Equihash. So I did move this up, pool and port, up to the top because, you know, it just seemed like it was much easier just to go to miningpoolstats.stream, look up the coin that you're interested in, and in this case it's Aion, and then you can pretty much tell right away whether or not it's actually active and able to be mined, right? That was one of the things that we kept running into on the Random Coin Mining Show, where it just ended up being this thing where we would land on a coin that would either I would do it pre-recorded and not be able to even mine it, and then spend an hour, you know, going through different coins that I landed on, and then come to find out I wouldn't be able to mine it. So it's better to just start here, because that will give you a good idea whether or not the project that you're looking at is actually valid and actually out there being mined, right? So yeah, this is just, to me, in my opinion, this is just a good place to start. So that's why it's at the top now. And I'm just referring to the spreadsheet here that we always use to you know, to document this stuff. So for the Aion pool and the port, we have to go with AionPool.tech, because I know those guys. So we'll head over to their pool here. We'll click on connect right here. And this is going to give us a pretty good idea of what we need to use for our miner options, right? And they have a cluster.aionpool.tech, cluster.aionpool.tech, and it does auto selecting for the region. So if if the one that you're attached to goes down, then it'll fail over to the next one. And then we're also going to go with 3333 as the starting difficulty, because we have this rig is 10 AMD GPUs, so we'll start with that. So we'll throw this in here. We'll go with 3333, like I said, and then we'll go back to the COINMARKETCAP and stuff like that and get the other data. Now, I say this all the time, each time that we come here. This is just good to have info. It's not, you don't actually have to document this in order to successfully mine it, right? You don't need to know how much the USD value is or anything like that. But it helps to document what you're actually interested in so that you can kind of focus on the things that are important, right? So all these grayed out values here are just kind of like, not really necessary, but just good to have. So the rank is 132. Plus it offers a little bit of documentation, because like if I go back to previous videos that we mined Aion on, I would probably see the CoinMarketCap a little bit higher than that. I want to say that they were in the hundreds at one time, or under 100. I don't know for sure, but that's not what I want to do. All right, let's see here. What to mine? They are on what to mine, so that is good. Go over here and just look them up on here real quick. Not really interacting with the chat right now, guys, because I just want to get through this, or at least get started. All right. And then also on the miningpoolstats.stream, it also has these really cool links over here. So whatever project you look up, it actually goes over here and documents some of their social medias and website and all that stuff. So it's good to have, or it's good to start here because of that, especially for this show, because it's all like right there. Although in this case, I forgot about this. I remember this from the last video that I did, though. They don't have their announcement thread in here. I don't know if they have completely abandoned it in Bitcoin Talk or what, but it is not, and it's always really hard to find too, because if you just search Aion, you're not going to find it. I think you have to scroll down a little bit. Yeah, it's like not even on the first page. Well, maybe. Now let's see. See if this is it. Nope. I don't think this is it, right? Yeah, it gets a little confusing because there's only one that is the right one. I'm gonna have trouble finding it, because I always do. Yeah, I know this isn't it, but I was thinking maybe it linked to it. I don't know. I might have to look this up, because I run into this problem every single time. I need to just link it, or put a favorite or something about it. Yeah, I don't know. I could sit here. I don't know how to find it quickly, Yeah, I don't know. I will have to look that up and see if I can figure it out. I'll put it in the description if I find it. All right, so we'll abandon that. They did come out in 2017, I believe, at the end. The website, we'll document that. That is right here. Aion.network. And then they do have some mining help over here. If you go to developers, mining, I think. Yeah. So this is like a page that'll help with mining. So I'll put that in the description as well. And then the wallet method, let me check the chat, see what you guys are doing over here. What's up? What's up, Wes? And Red Panda, what's up, man? Yashnik in here. Good to have you guys in here. So we'll go with the, actually, you know what? Let me just use, I might have to send this address to myself, but I'll use the Coinomi wallet because you can mine to it. Let me see if, give me just a second. I got to find that address. Sometimes I'll pre-fill that, but I need to. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Doesn't really matter that much anyway, because I'll just leave it out. I mean, I know I have an address in there already because, you know, this rig, Hive OS, already has stuff for Aion in there, but I just want to get the right info. So I've got Coinomi wallet, and then I'm going to, that's the address for it, which I might already have in there. I don't know for sure. And since we're using AMD tonight, we'll use, and Hive OS, the miner that is recommended. If you go over to this page, the mining help page, it'll kind of tell you somewhere on here, right here. If you have AMD, it uses OpenGL language, so lolMiner is probably your best bet as far as hash rate and things like that go. Now remember, Equihash is better suited, or NVIDIA is better suited for mining Equihash algorithms for the most part. Although as time goes on, these miners get pretty efficient and they start, you know, catching each other and stuff. But it still, I think, is much more efficient on NVIDIA GPUs. But that doesn't mean you can't mine it. If you want to contribute to the project and secure the network and throw your AMD GPUs at it, then by all means, you know, do it. But just realize that profitability is not going to be as great as if you had basically an equivalent NVIDIA GPU, right? Is kind of the way to look at it. So we're going to use lolMiner. We'll see what version is in there and stuff, and then we'll look at overclocks as well. So we got like 10 minutes here. I don't know if Brandon's going live or not. I don't remember if I saw any kind of notification or anything. So I don't know what his status is. We'll keep checking and see if he's going to be up or not as we get closer. But let's head over to Hive OS, and I still haven't looked. I think I have a how to install or how to get Hive OS up and running video, but I need to look and find out for sure. But if I don't, then there are plenty online on YouTube for how to get Hive OS up and running. So this video assumes that you already have a rig, an AMD rig on Hive OS, and then this is the interface, right? So that's what, I know it's jumping like over. It's not like a how to begin at the very beginning and how to mine. This is once you get an operating system and a rig up and running on Hive OS. So let's go to, we could start with a flight sheet because it'll let us create the wallet inside the flight sheet because it's already here in Hive OS as far as Aion goes. But we'll just go with the wallet. And we'll do a add wallet. Let me get my face out of the way here. So we'll type in the coin ticker. It's Aion. It's definitely in there. Been around a while. The address was, yep. Remember that came from Coinomi, the web wallet. Actually, I was going to show you guys that. Not web wallet. I don't know. Mobile wallet is what I meant to say. So it looks like that. If it'll focus, there it goes. So you can see that, you know, I was mining to this wallet before, and that's why it's got some receiving stuff in there. But as far as Coinomi goes, you know, it looks like this at the front of it. And there's Aion. So all I did was I clicked on that, and then that brought me to that. So it's a cool little wallet, not bad. I think they actually have it on their website as one of the recommended mobile wallets. So that is cool. So we'll go ahead and give it a name of Aion YouTube. Then we'll go create. Let me get back on desktop focus here. Yeah, so all I did was, let me go back through it here real quick. Since I had the screen off there. So I did Aion_YouTube, and then I just clicked create, and that was it. So now I have an Aion YouTube wallet. So then we head over to flight sheets. And let's look at, before we even do that, let's look at power also. Because right now, that rig is mining CCX, which is a CryptoNote algo coin. And let's see here. And remember, this is the Scarif rig that we're looking at. So we'll click on Scarif, and then we'll click on power. So it's 10 GPUs, and right now it's getting or it's pulling almost 1100 watts at the wall. Okay, so this is literally at the wall. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that whenever we change it over to Equihash. We'll see the difference. All right, so we're doing a new flight sheet for that rig. We'll go Aion for the coin. The wallet is going to be, I have two of them because I've done this before. I forgot to delete the other one. I would assume maybe it's this one. I don't know. The one that we just created. Then we will go to the pool and Aion pool. It doesn't say AionPool.tech, but that is what that means, I believe. Let me get back over here, sorry. Yeah, so all I did was I selected coin and then Aion YouTube. And then, like I was saying, I believe that this doesn't say AionPool.tech, but it is AionPool.tech. Because if you click on it, you can get to this part. So we're going with 3 GPU rigs, 3 plus GPU rigs, 3333. And then because it's already in here in Hive OS, as far as the pool and all that stuff, and you selected a pool that was already in Hive OS, then it pre-fills a lot of the information for you in the miner section. You know, and whenever you have a pool selected that's already in there, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes it'll list the miners that are associated with what you're trying to do. You can see right here where it has EWBF, lolMiner, and gMiner. But EWBF is only for NVIDIA. lolMiner is for both, and gMiner is for both. But I would recommend lolMiner for Aion on AMD, and gMiner for NVIDIA, or for, what was I saying? gMiner for NVIDIA. I don't know if I said that first part right or not. Anyway, gMiner for NVIDIA, lolMiner for AMD. If you're mining Aion. That's my recommendation. So we'll go with lolMiner. We'll select that. Then what you're going to see here is you're going to see all the variables already in here for you, right? So for the most part, you can, you know, oftentimes you don't really even need to do any extra arguments. I mean, you can fine tune this stuff if you need to, you know, whatever. But I think that if you're efficient and your rig is performing and stable and all that stuff, that's what's important. And as long as you're not, you know, you don't have a configuration in there that's causing you to get half the hash rate that you're supposed to, that would be bad. But yeah, so this right here, I want to say that this might be something that they recently added, because what this does is this is your personalization string. I think that's what this determines, is the personalization string. for the Equihash algorithm, which is important because there's a lot of different variants of Equihash now, and you have to have, oftentimes you have to tell the pool what version of Equihash, I don't know if I'm using the right word or not, but you have to tell the pool, hey, this is the version of Equihash that I'm trying to mine, and it does that through that personalization string. And a lot of different Equihash algorithms have different coins using different coins using Equihash have different personalization strings. Okay, I think that's the right way to say it. And so I think that's what that probably does right there. So that's cool. And the personalization string, if you don't know, for Aion is Aion 0, capital P, lowercase o, capital W. And Aion is also capitalized as well. So it looks like this. I'm not going to do anything with it, but so it looks like that. So that would be the personalization string. So a lot of miners, you'll see it like this. And I want to say that it actually used to throw it down here. I don't know if it did for this, and I think maybe that's why they moved it up here. I don't know. Looks like an update to me, but anyway. So we'll go to apply changes, and then we're going to give it a name of Aion _ YouTube, and we'll do, because that's already in there, I'll do June, something like that. That way we know which one's which. Then we'll go create the flight sheet. So now it is created. And we'll go back to workers, select the rig, select the rocket for flight sheet. I'm going to sort by the Aion flight sheets. And then we saw the one that we created, Aion YouTube June. So we're going to choose that one and then click apply. And then what you should see that rig right there. Yeah, see how it kicked it off? So, man, it's super blurry. I wish that thing was a little bit cleaner. How's that? Is that good? It's hard to get a webcam to focus on a monitor like that for some reason. I haven't done my homework. Homework. I'm sure there's a way of doing it. It looks good from right there, doesn't it? All right, let's try that. All right, well, whatever. Anybody want a webcam? What is this thing doing? It's probably because there's no light in here. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Wow, look at that. Got a little angle on it, and now it's good. All right, so, all right, let's see where we're at. So we do a refresh here. Doesn't look like it's doing anything yet. Let's go over. Yeah, sorry about the dizziness there. Seizure warning, I guess. So it's still getting it. It looks like Hive OS didn't have this didn't have the miner in there. Is what it looks like. So it had to go out there and download it and stuff. So that's what we're waiting on. Because I didn't prep, right? So I didn't do all this stuff before the show. This is all like straight up live, just winging it kind of stuff. So it looks like it's setting up the GPUs. And it's got accepted shares, so that's good. Now, what I can do, let me show you that really on a clean screen, I guess you could say. So we'll go to remote access, Hive shell start. Click the little square with the arrow in it, and that brings you up to basically your console screen, and then you go to miner. And then if you have a screen attached like I do, then this is what you're going to get. But if you press Control D, it'll switch it to this screen so you can see it. I don't know if it mirrors it or what. So now you can see you've got share accepted, all that kind of cool stuff down there. And then if we look at power, I'm a little bit surprised actually. So it's almost identical. Just over 1,000, so almost 1,100. That's I'm a little bit surprised about that. I actually thought it would be a little bit higher, but okay. So that is cool. We've got everything going, but let's look at our hash rate here and do a little bit of calculations. Looks like we've got, yeah, and see, this is what I was talking about. Like before, this rig was way under an NVIDIA rig, but now it's like, and I say my rigs, I've got a 6 GPU NVIDIA rig, and then this 10 GPU AMD rig. But it used to be really bad, like in the 700s or 600s, if I remember right. So it looks like they've tuned these miners. You know, they're doing some modifications to the miners, and they're actually coming up pretty strong. So we'll look at 1,000 or 1K sols solutions per second, and we'll go to what to mine, and we'll plug that in. So we'll go 1,000, and then the power was basically 1,100, but we'll make it right. We'll go 1,080. And then my cost, sorry, let me get back over here. My cost is about 10 cents. I mean, it's probably more like 12 after taxes and all that stuff. So I'll just leave it as 10. Probably that's kind of like the average. And then we will hit calculate. So with this rig, that's not good. It's not really good. With this rig, it should pull in a whopping 63 cents a day with 10 GPUs. That's after power and everything. So if you're mining and holding, I mean, you're going to be paying a lot for your electricity, and your rewards are not going to be great. I mean, it's 22 a day, 155 a week. I mean, a little bit of this has to do with the current value in USD of Aion too, remember, because we've been seeing it kind of go down. It's down, what, at 14 cents or something right now. So, yeah, 14.5 cents. So that has a lot to do with it as well. You know, again, if you want to throw your hash power at a rig or at a coin and just let it rock, you know, go for it. It's not financial advice, not mining advice or anything from me. You guys know that. But I mean, honestly, it would be kind of hard for me to justify throwing hash power at Aion from an AMD rig at this point. It's just, you know, you would be better off mining something else, and then if you want Aion, then exchanging it for it, right? I mean, I'm not trying to get people to not mine Aion. I'm just saying that with AMD, it's just rough right now. So, but it is better than it used to be. So that is, that's it. Let's go check and see if Brandon is doing anything. Doesn't look like it. All right, so that is probably going to wrap it up for me. Check the chat. See, yeah, the difficulty is low for sure. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys this too. I always like going here whenever I want to see what what is actually going on in the market. And this is a coin farm, not about Aion. This is just market in general. It's got different exchanges here: Binance, Bitfinex, Bithum, and Bitflyer. And if you check the down here and see what it's actually doing, if there's more, typically if there's more longs, if this is more than 50% and this is lower than 50%, then the market's going to go, usually it goes up, right? And that's kind of what you're seeing in this instance. So you can kind of get a feel for what's going on behind the scenes if you go to Coin Farm over there. It also gives you little gauges with what's going on each exchange, what they feel like is going on. So it's kind of neat. Something, just one more tool that you can use. So let me get this rig back on CCX, since it does much better at that. And I think that's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for stopping in and checking this out. That was pretty smooth. That went pretty smooth. Not bad. Pretty decent show. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. And it's not that long either, 37 minutes. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping in and all that stuff, hanging out. Thanks, Yashnik and Red Panda and Wes and Chancoin. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. It might even be later on tonight. I don't know. There's a couple of things I wanted to cover with Ravencoin and stuff. So maybe I'll do something. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. You know how I am. I'll just fire it up, randomly. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Just watch Twitter and YouTube, and I'll let you know what's going on over there. Stay savage, everybody.